Oh, man. Another stream? You want another one? You want another one? You want another stream? Alright, I'll give you another stream. Alright. What's up, guys? Fears. Audience. Audience. Fears. How art is thou? I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, and I've got some exciting news. I've got some very exciting news. So, probably about an hour ago. What's up, guys? Probably about an hour ago, I looked to see what my work hours were, right? It's safe to say that I got all my work hours. I'm working 5 days this week, so it's good. I got my work hours back. Thank you for the like. I really appreciate that. So I got my work hours back. I was hoping that they would come back because, you know, after they train like all the newbies, then usually what they do is they give us our hours back. So, I mean, normally it doesn't change. It could change, but 10 times out of 12, it doesn't change once you get them back. But every once in a while, they do change. So I'll keep you guys updated. But anyway, what's up? Big shout out to the fans. I hope you guys are doing well. We got some topics today, guys. So I thought it would be fun. What is the worst items that you've ever received while you were trick-or-treating? I've gotten some really good items, and then I've gotten some really bad items. You know what I'm saying? And usually people are like, well, Fears, you only get one item whenever you're trick-or-treating. That's not true. That's not true. I've gotten tons of things. So I'm gonna tell you guys some of the worst items I've ever received trick-or-treating. And then I want to hear some of the items that you guys have gotten over the years. Then I'm gonna tell you guys some of the best haunted houses, the best haunts I've ever went to, ever in my life, ever. And then to end the stream, I watched this last night, The Dark Knight Rises. I got this really cool, like, steel book. And check it out. I got it at I'm sorry, not Walmart. I got it at Goodwill for $2.99. That's right. I probably should take that off. It's kind of hard to get it off, but anyway. I need to turn some more lights on here. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm back. It was kind of dark in here, so I was like, all right. But anyway, so yeah, I got that at Goodwill for $2.99. That's not a bad deal. That's not really a bad deal. I had a really good night's sleep. I decided to skip church. I was exhausted last night, guys. I was exhausted. Anyway, this stream is brought to you by a new bag of coffee. Booyah! McCafe Premium Roast. Now, I've had this kind at McDonald's, but I've never had it, I've never had their Walmart version brand, like, in the bag, so let's give it a try. So, all right, here we are. Nice. Whoa, that is strong, man. That is strong. And I'm drinking it out of my Killer Clowns from Outer Space mug. Check out this mug. Look at this. Pretty awesome mug, if I do say so myself. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Anyway, I'm going to give this coffee probably an 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So yeah, so that's the 3 topics that we're doing today. Today's 3 topics are the best haunted houses, and I mean anywhere. Like, I went to some haunted houses in Arizona, like when I was out in film school. I went to some haunted houses in Missouri, like when I lived there. I went to some haunted houses out here in Florida. So I'm going to tell you guys, like, the best haunts that I've ever went to. And then we're going to do the Dark Knight Rises review. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to do what are the worst items that you've ever gotten when you were a kid trick-or-treating? There we are. So I'm going to message Visions, let him know that I'm streaming. We got one person watching. I hope you're doing well. Hopefully other people will come. It is 2:40 in the afternoon, so people could still be at church or people could be out and about doing errands. Tonight, I'm just going to spend a lot of my time editing, and I've got a whole bunch of pictures to upload to my social media channels, like my TikTok, my Instagram, my YouTube. So I'm going to be quite busy tonight, but we shall see. We shall see. Well, I'll see how much I can get done before work. So, anyway, let's see. I'm going to message Visions real quick. Just let him know that I'm streaming. There we are. So, yo, buddy. I am streaming. So, come and hang out when you can. Yeah, dude. All right. I'm gonna tell some people on the Discord, and then we're gonna get to it, guys. We're gonna get to it. We got 3 people watching, 2 likes. I really appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna tell Larry to spread the word, and I'm gonna tell Triple, and I'm gonna tell Fangirl Kate. All right. And then I'm writing Triple, streaming, buddy. And then Larry, yo, I am streaming. There we are. So hopefully we'll get some people soon. All right, we got 4 people watching. Good to see everybody. I'll be honest, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. And you know what? My stomach has never been feeling better because I've been flushing a lot out. But I'll be right back. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. But I will say this stream is brought to you by this new version of coffee. I've had this coffee at McDonald's, but I've never had their bag version at Walmart. It was $3 at Walmart. I took the official taste test in my amazing Killer Clowns mug that I got at Spirit Halloween. So good. So good. So I'll be right back, but you guys just study Mr. Pringles, and I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, guys. I am back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. I'm back. Let me move this out of the way. When you gotta go, you gotta go. So I do have an announcement for everybody. As as you guys are aware, me and Randall were supposed to do a drawing stream yesterday. Unfortunately, Randall had to cancel. Randall wrote me last night and said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, something came up. I can't stream." And I said, "All right, no worries, buddy." I said, I'll tell the fans something came up. Randall told me the reason today. So he didn't call me. He just wrote me a message, and I'm going to read exactly what he sent me. Apparently, he got a new commission to write a script, and I'm going to read exactly what he told me, and I'll read you guys my response. So I guess Randall's going to work on this for the next couple of days. I wrote and said, "No worries, buddy. I understand." He said, "I'm not going anywhere or doing anything for the next 5 days, Fears." I said, and then I said, "Oh, okay." And then he said, "I have a $250 script I'm working on. Sorry, man. I need the money." And then I said, "No worries, dude." I said, "I guess we'll do the drawing stream in about 5 days." And then I said, "I understand, buddy." So that's what Randall's going to be working on like the next couple of days. So I probably won't hear much because whenever Randall starts like writing, Randall is like fully, he's fully invested in the script. And so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll have him on another stream, but unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little while for a drawing stream. So I do apologize. But I will say that's a lot of money for a script that he's doing off Fiverr, $250. So I understand why he took the gig. If you can make $250, make $250. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad. That's why I was like, Randall, I totally understand. I get it, buddy. No worries. I said, go do your work. Me and the fans will still be here. So anyway, big shout out to the fans. We got 6 people watching. I hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday. I will be honest. I've been having a good Sunday. I got plenty of sleep. I did some errands. I went and filled my car up with gas. I set up, not everything, but I set up a little bit more of my Halloween decorations. I'm not done. I'll let you guys know when I'm done. I'll give you guys a full-on tour when everything is up. But I'd say I'm about 25% done. So I've set up about 25% already. I set up some candles, some Halloween candles. I put a few jack-o'-lanterns, and then I got that Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I put some lights back on the floor. I put some stuff in the kitchen. So, yeah. But we're not done yet. So the Halloween tree is not up yet, which it will be here in probably in about a week or two. And then, as you guys know, my dad died last September 16th. So on the 16th, I'll probably do a special stream, and that's going to be a hard day. So I'm just letting you guys know in advance. If I change my mind and don't stream, that's the reason. But most likely, I'll stream on the 16th, and I may get emotional on that day because it's been very hard. I can't believe it's almost been a year since my dad's been gone. It's, man. It's been an emotional year. I mean, it's been half good and half bad. I mean, I'm trying to deal with it the best I can. My mom, I feel bad for my mom and my grandma. My grandma, my mom, it's been hard on them. I mean, it's been hard on me, but guys deal with deaths in the family and death of friends different than women do. So I've just been keeping myself busy. I try not to cry in front of people. Normally, if I cry, it's like alone by myself. I don't know. I don't know. It's a guy thing, but my dad did the same thing. I've only seen my dad cry in front of people maybe once, maybe twice. My dad cried whenever my grandpa Fears passed away, and so did I, because that was his dad. So I understand. And then I think whenever my Uncle Russ passed away, my dad was very close to my Uncle Russ. So I'm pretty sure he cried at my Uncle Russ's funeral. So maybe twice I've seen my dad cry, But yeah. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. So, but anyway, we got a lot of things coming up. So I forgot to tell you guys, if you guys did not watch my stream yesterday, which I'm sure you guys did, but just in case if you guys didn't, I'll tell you guys. So because Randall couldn't stream, I was like, well, I'm not going to waste, the day. I'm not going to waste my Saturday. So I just Googled fun, cheap places to go and have a good time, right? So I said just fun, cheap places. And two things came up. A miniature golf place came up, and I was like, well, I said, I've done so many miniature golf vlogs. I said, I kind of want to spread them out. Now, I will say it was a new miniature golf place that I haven't went to, but I was like, oh, I'll do that later. I said, I'll do that in another vlog. And then the second one was the Orlando Science Center, and I've never been. I will say it's more for, like, families to go to. But I saw single people there, too, just like me. So it is for everybody, but it's more directed towards families. It was still a blast, though. I got lots of footage. I got to pet a lizard. A lizard was there, and she was like, do you want to pet the top of its head? And I was like, sure. So you always go from the back, because if you put your hand forward, she was like, he may think that's, lunge. And I was like, well, I said, I get very skittish around lizards and snakes and stuff, because snakes are not my forte. And then she's like, oh, well, then you probably don't want to come to our show in about an hour. And I said, oh, what's in an hour? She goes, oh, it's a snake show. And I said, no. I said, I'm good. I said, I definitely won't be there for that. And so I went around. They had a lovely garden outside. So I haven't done the garden yet. But it's basically a sidewalk that you can walk through this amazing garden. So I may come back. and do either I'll do a live stream on my phone and walk through the gardens and take you guys with me, or I'll do a vlog. Yo, Yakubich, what's going on? What's up, buddy? I know, Yakov, I should have went. I was just so tired, man. I was exhausted from yesterday. So that's the reason. That's the reason why I didn't go to church. I should have went, though. You are right. I should have went. But big shout out to Yakubich. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. I hope everybody enjoyed their Saturday. So it was a lot of fun. So I went, actually I went a couple places. I started the day at the Science Center. Once that was done, I went and got some lunch. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Let me do this in order. Went to the Science Center, came home, put my stuff down, took a shower because it was just so hot outside, put on some clothes, went to Spirit Halloween, then I went to Goodwill, then I went to Walmart and bought some groceries, came back, then ate, and then did a stream. So it was a really fun day yesterday. But anyway, yeah, we're going to have to put the drawing stream on hold because Randall got a new commission for $250. He's writing a script. So he said it's probably going to take him about 5 or 6 days. So hopefully in about 5 or 6 days we can do the drawing stream. I just wrote him back and said, all right, no worries, Randall, no problem. I said, we'll do it then. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully in 5 or 6 days we'll be able to do the drawing stream. I got this shirt at the Science Center. Check it out. So I bought this, and then I also bought a book. So I can't wait to start reading that. Once I'm done reading it, I'll probably do a review on it. And then last night, I did some more editing, and I watched this movie. Really good. I hadn't seen it in a while, and I got it at Goodwill for $2.99. And I need to get this. I need to take this off. It's in this nice metal case. So check this out. Comes with 3 discs. Pretty sweet. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. Don't forget to like and comment the stream. I don't know if Visions is going to make an appearance today. He said yesterday he was out with friends, and I said no worries. He said he's going to try and make today's show. So everybody spread the word. I told Larry that I was streaming, and I told Triple that I was streaming. So hopefully some more people will come, as we go. But anyway, I just thought I would do a quick stream before I started editing and stuff. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get moseying. So, all right. So 3 topics today. The topics are the best haunted houses I've ever went to, ever in my life. The worst items I've ever gotten whenever I was a little kid and I was trick-or-treating. So I thought that would be a fun topic. And if you guys got any bad things that you ever got as a kid, you tell me in the chat. Let me know. What did you get whenever you guys would go trick-or-treating? And then I'm gonna review The Dark Knight Rises. All right. So I'm gonna start with the worst items I've ever gotten. Mostly, like when you're a kid, you're out trick-or-treating. I've went all sorts of trick-or-treating. I've went trick-or-treating by myself. I've trick-or-treated at church. I've trick-or-treated at Halloween parties. I've trick-or-treated with my brother. I've trick-or-treated with other family members. I've trick-or-treated with friends. So over the years, I've gotten tons of stuff. And the last time I ever trick-or-treated, I was a teenager, and my friends dared me to go out. My friend was like, "All right, Fears, come on, one last hurrah." And I was like, "I don't know, man." I'm like, "I'm 18, you're 17." I think we're too old for this. And then my friend was like, "Come on, Fears, one last fucking hurrah." And I was like, "All right, man." And that's when I wore the orange shirt that said, like, "This is my lazy Halloween costume." And my friend Eric wore one, and everybody else. Trent was wearing one. I think Tommy was wearing one. So we were all doing that. So that's the very last time. And then in college, I went to a bunch of like Halloween parties, and then sometimes I hosted my own parties, and then you go to haunted houses and stuff like when you're a lot older. So yeah. So over the years, I've gotten some pretty crazy stuff. I've gotten Halloween napkins. So not even candy. Halloween napkins. They just had a whole bunch on a table, and they said, "Go ahead and take one." And they were like in a little package, like like those little package of like tissues. Well, it was a package just full of Halloween themed napkins, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I walked up, and they had a whole stack of them, and I just grabbed one and put it in my bag, and it was a very nice, sweet old lady. She said, "All right, well, bye, happy Halloween." And I was like, "All right, yeah, same to you." And in my mind, I'm like, "Well, where's the candy?" I'm like, I could see you putting candy, like a chocolate bar or something, on the napkin, but it was literally just Halloween-themed napkins. So that's the worst thing I've ever gotten. That's number one. I've gotten apples, just apples. I've gotten toothbrush and toothpaste. That makes sense, though, because if you're a kid and you're eating lots of candy, I guess whoever lived there was maybe a dentist, and he was handing out toothbrush, toothpaste, stuff like that. I get it. So I've gotten apples, I've gotten toothbrushes, I've gotten toothpaste, I've gotten napkins before. I've gotten and then one time I trick-or-treated in England, and I got tea bags. I'm not even kidding. So tea bags. Let's see what else. This is going back a few years. I'm going to have to think. Let's see. Tea bags, napkins, toothbrush, toothpaste. Let's see what else. That's all I can really think of. But those are the biggies. Those are the highlights. Those things are pretty terrible to get. Apples, toothbrush, toothpaste, napkins, tea bags, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? So, if you guys have gotten any horrible things for Halloween, put them in the chat. I want to hear your guys' like what you guys have gotten. So, that's what I've gotten. All right, time for topic number 2. So, throughout Fears' life, I started going to haunted houses probably when I was... it was in high school, so I'd say probably 14, 15 is when I first went to my very first haunted house. Before then, I was just too afraid to go to a haunted house. I remember one time my dad tried to take me through a haunted house, like when I was 9 or 10, and I got about halfway through, and I saw this emergency exit, and I said, "Dad," I'm crapping out, And my dad was like, "All right," he goes, "just wait for me outside." And I walked out this haunted house, and we were at this like community event. It wasn't at church. It was somewhere. the community where we lived had put on a haunted house, so it wasn't like a big epic one. So yeah. Yo! Visions, what's up? He says, you got teabagged on Halloween, that's fun. That's pretty gross, Visions. No. I was telling everybody, but that's a funny joke, buddy. Ha ha ha. Just imagine if someone got teabagged on Halloween. Ew! No, Visions, I was telling everybody the worst items I've ever gotten on Halloween. Like, besides whenever you're trick-or-treating, 11 times out of 12, you're going to get candy. Candy or chocolate, right? Candy or chocolate, like Skittles, Reese's Peanuts Buttercups, Butterfingers, all the classics, right? So I thought, oh, how good of a topic would it be to tell people the worst items I've ever got? And these are the only ones that I can remember. When I was in England, Visions, I kid you not, I got tea bags, like little tea bags. And I went up to the door and I rang the doorbell. And this was the very first time I had ever trick-or-treated in England. We were over there, and it was around Halloween time, and my mom's like, "Hey, Johnny," like my mom whenever I was little, my mom would always call me Johnny. She goes, "Let's just stay until after Halloween, and then we'll go back to America." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "I wonder if they trick or treat." And so I went up to my cousins, and one of my cousins' name is Samantha, and I said, "Hey, Samantha," I said, "do you guys trick or treat?" And they said, "Yeah," but they said it's different. They said sometimes people hand out candy. And then other times people hand out like objects. And I said, like what type of objects? She goes, "Oh, I've gotten tea before. I've gotten money." And I said, "Really? Money?" I said, "Well, like how much?" She's like, they just throw like pennies at us, or like a £1 note, which is equivalent to like $2 in America. I think it's around there. $1.50, $2 is a £1 note. Something like that. I honestly can't remember. It's around there, Visions. So I was like, oh, this will be interesting. So we went out trick-or-treating, Visions, and I think I was a ghost or something. And, I was a ghost. And, I opened up my bag, and this old British, nice, very lady, she was like 80, she's like, "Oh, hello, oh, your costumes look amazing." She's like, "Well, here you are." And then she put a tea bag in, and I looked in, I'm like, a tea bag? And I was like 9 or 10 or something like that. She goes, "Yeah," she goes, "then you can have some tea, or you can give it to your mother, and she can have some tea." And I was like, I didn't want to be rude, so I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Well, thank you very much." And then she closed the door, and I was like, what am I going to do with a tea bag? And I started laughing. So that's the first thing. That's what I was trying to say, Visions, but I did love your joke. I thought that was pretty funny. So I've gotten tea bags. I've gotten toothbrushes, toothpaste. I've got napkins, like Halloween-themed napkins. I went up to some door one time. I rang the doorbell. She came out with a tray and said, "Hey, happy Halloween." And I looked on the tray, and I was like, okay, so she's going to hand me a napkin, and maybe, like, she'll put a piece of candy, like, on the napkin. She went, "Oh, no." She goes, "I'm handing out, like, Halloween-themed napkins." And they were in the package. So I remember I grabbed some, like, pumpkin napkins and some, like, Dracula napkins, and I put them in my bag, and I was like, okay, thanks. So that was kind of random. So let's recap. Napkins, toothbrush, toothpaste, tea, apples. Now, apples isn't that bad because they probably don't do it now, Visions, because people are so afraid of psychos out there. But whenever I was a kid, Halloween was still kind of innocent back in the day. Like, you could trust people back in the day. I remember going bobbing for apples, and I remember people handing out caramel apples. Well, I came to one lady's door, and she's like, "No." She goes, "I don't want your teeth to rot, so I'm handing out healthy things." So she literally put apples, carrots in our bag. Apples and carrots. So I got a carrot, and then I got an apple. So those are all the most random, worst things I've ever gotten. And in my mind, I'm like, that's nice that she's trying to do that, but this is the one day out of the year where kids can go buck wild and are encouraged to eat as much candy as humanly as possible. You know what I'm saying? I love Reese's too, Visions. Oh yeah, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Reese's Pieces. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. That was always a fierce favorite when I was growing up. But I gotta say, probably my favorite chocolate bar of all time is probably Butterfingers. I love Butterfingers. A second is probably Reese's peanut. I like any type of Reese's. I don't care. I don't, the little tiny Reese's that come in the yellow tin foil. I love those. I like the normal orange Reese's peanut butter cups. I like the Reese's Pieces. I love all that shit, man. All right, Visions. I was telling you and everybody else. Put the worst items that you guys have ever gotten in your Halloween bag growing up. Visions, whenever you were trick-or-treating, a little Visions, was there any horrible items that you ever got as a kid? I want to hear. Put it in the chat. Yakvo, put one of the most horrible items that you ever got on Halloween. So those were Fears' big ones. Napkins, tea, toothbrush, toothpaste, and not just caramel apples, just normal healthy apples and carrots. So those are like probably the five most horrible things I've ever gotten. But yeah. Because usually 11 times out of 12, what do you get? You get candy or you get chocolate. So yeah. So if I had to pick a favorite candy though, I've got two Visions. I love Skittles. I love Skittles. And then I love those little nerd candies that come in the little box. They look like little pebbles. You open up the box and you just kind of dump them out. I love those little nerd candies. They are so mind-blowing. They're so good. Oh, yeah. They're so good. Anyway. Yeah, Visions, what is the most horrible thing that you've ever gotten trick-or-treating? If you got one, let me know. If you got a couple, let me know. Anyway. I'm glad you guys are having a good day, and it's safe to say Fears' stomach is back to 100%. So it took from Wednesday to now to get my stomach back to normal. I don't know what the hell was going on, man. I was puking my brains out. I was shitting my brains out. Many trips to the bathroom. It was bad. And I didn't even eat that much between those days, I mean, obviously I didn't starve or whatever, but I only ate here and there. Vision says, I really can't recall something that was weird. I never really cared for black licorice, so I guess that. Yeah, black licorice does taste horrible. So I agree with you, Visions. It's all about, two types of red licorice. The normal red licorice and then that red licorice, the pull and peel. I don't even know if they still make the red licorice pull and peel where it came as a big strand and then you just could pull it off and eat like little mini strands. Oh man, that red licorice pull and peel, that was probably my favorite. And then I do love normal red licorice. But black licorice, I've tried, a couple of times. Like I tried it 3 times in my life, Visions. So I had it once as a kid, and I was like, oh, this is horrible. Then in middle school, I was like, well, maybe my taste buds, have changed because, I was such a little kid when I tried it. I'll give it another go. So I bit into it. And I was like, this still tastes horrible. And then after high school, like when I was in college, I thought, all right, I'll give it one last hurrah. I'm like, because I was still pretty young when I tried it the second time. I'm like, maybe my taste buds have changed. Maybe I'll like it, So I tried it a third time, and it was still horrible as an adult, Visions. And I was like, all right, that's it, Fears. I said, I've had black licorice 3 times. You gave it the old college try, Fears, and I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Vision said, the last time I went trick-or-treating, I was 12, 13. I got a few people telling me I was too old then. There you are. The last trick-or-treating adventure I went, Visions, I was 17 or 18, and all my friends convinced me. They're like, come on, Fears, let's go out. One last hurrah. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm like, let's just go to a haunted house. I said, or let's go to a Halloween party. And my friends were like, Fears, it'll be hilarious. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, we're too old. And it was me, Eric, Tommy, Trent, all the guys. I'm pretty sure it was all those guys. And he's like, well, Fears, he goes, we'll just make a joke out of it. He goes, we won't even put masks on. He goes, we won't even put costumes on. We just wore those those orange shirts, Vision, that said, "This is my lazy Halloween costume." And we got tons of people saying, "You're 17, you're 18. It's time to cut it off." And we were just laughing our asses off. So I haven't done it since that. I think I was either 17 or I was 18, but I knew, I'm like, all right, this is the last hurrah. So the next time I probably go trick-or-treating, if I ever have kids of my own, yeah, of course I'll take my kids trick-or-treating. But that'll probably be the next time. But I'm not going alone again, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm not going again with my friends, you know what I'm saying? I will go to haunted houses. I will go to Halloween party, because that's what adults do, you know? The best Halloween party I've ever went to. I'll tell you guys a quick story. This is a true story. Too bad Larry is not here, but you guys can tell him. My friends took me to this party, and oh man, it was awesome, Vision. There was people upstairs. There was people on the deck, like on the back porch. There was people down in the basement, and I was invited through a friend. So Eric was like, "Hey, Fears, I work with this guy." And my buddy Eric used to work at this car wash. And I used to work at the same car wash, but I hated working at the car wash. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I ended up getting fired from there because I just did not care. I've told you guys that story where I was like, yeah, fuck this noise. And I would just stand by this fan. And then my boss came and was like, Fears, I'm not paying you to stand by a fan. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I was like 17, 18, and something like that. It was I don't remember my exact age in this story, Visions, but it was somewhere between 18 and like 22, somewhere in there. And I just did not care. So he's like, all right, well, whatever, Fears, you're done. You're fine. I'm like, all right, peace, later, I'm out. I'm like, I could care less about this shitty car wash. Later, I'm out. And so it took me like 2 or 3 weeks to find a better job. And then I think I started working at like Walmart or something. And a couple of months go by, and then around when Halloween came around, my friend's like, hey, Fears, you know that guy that I work with? I'm not going to say his name. And I went, oh, yeah. I'm like, he was one of the coolest guys at the car wash. I said, all the other managers were like dicks. And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, he invited you, me, Trent, Tommy, the whole gang to this Halloween party that he's hosting. And I was like, oh, sweet, man. And, oh, God, I wish it could have worked out with this girl, Visions, because she was so hot. I don't know who she was. I just started talking to her, at the Halloween party. So we get there, and I was like, oh, dude, I said, hey, man, Eric told me that you invited me and the rest of the gang. Hey, man, I want to let you know, thanks so much for the invite. So Fear starts drinking away, and everybody starts drinking away. We're having fun, and all of a sudden, I kind of like, sometimes, or at least when I was younger, Visions, not so much as an older guy now, when I was younger, anytime I got drunk, and if I was at a party or I was somewhere, I liked to explore. So I would always walk around and kind of like look everywhere, like while I was drinking. And I was like, ooh, what's down here? So I went down in the basement. I see this amazing, gorgeous chick sitting on the couch. And I start talking to her, and we're having a great time. She's pouring drinks. I'm pouring drinks. And I thought, well, I probably should just, sit on the couch with her. And I said, hey, is this seat taken? And this is how I remember it, because remember, Visions, I was pretty drunk. But this is how I remember it. I just remember visions of the story. And I remember her saying, oh, yeah, go ahead. And I sat down. I said, I'm John. And I don't even remember her name. This is how long ago it was. And she was like, oh, I'm such and such. We start talking. We have this amazing conversation, right? She's like, oh, do you want another drink, John? She's pouring me drinks. I'm pouring her drinks. It was so long ago, Visions, I don't even remember what we were drinking. Anyway, Fears gets pretty drunk, and I just start sloshing my words, and I'm like, oh, God, here we go. And then she's like, are you all right, Fears? And I'm like, yep, I'm doing all right. Yep, I'm doing okay. Yep, I'm good. Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, And evidently I wasn't good, because I was just getting more drunk and more drunk. But I was like, this girl is so hot, Visions. I'm like, I got to tell her that I'm good. I could barely keep up with this girl. I mean, she's like a British chick. She actually wasn't British, but British people, like all of my British family, can drink me under the table and then some. So she just kept pouring drinks. And I was like, Fears, you cannot let this girl out top you. I'm like, you got to be the man. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so we're drinking. She's like, are you sure, Fears? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, Ha! I'm good. And so all of a sudden we take a break, and I'm like, I got to use the restroom. That was the longest pee of my life. I kid you not. I'm in the bathroom for like 20 minutes, and then she's like, she knocked, are you all right, Fears? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And she's like, all right, well, I'm going to go back out by the couch. And I was like, okay. And so I must have stood there for like 20 minutes. Or, well, at least it felt like 20 minutes. I don't know if I was actually in there 20 minutes, Visions. I come out, I'm all like, swaying back and forth. I'm holding onto the wall. And she's like, Fears, I don't think you're all right. And then all of a sudden I did my classic Fears, I did my classic Fears thing. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. She went, are you sure? She's like, I think we should take a break. And then I was like, just cave in, Fears. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, that's probably a good idea. So we take a break from drinking. Like an hour or two goes by. Things start to chill, mellow. She puts her hand on my shoulder and the other hand on like my thigh. And I was like, all right, this is getting good. Hey, what's up, girl gamer? This is getting really good. For some reason, she had to go. And I was like, well, hey, like, can I get your number? And she's like, you may lose it. I'll give it to your friend. She actually did give it to Eric. Eric gave it to me. And for a while, we went out, Visions. And this girl was so sweet. And again, this girl was not a model. This girl, she was just very pretty. And she was very sweet. I thought she was sexy. I mean, she was really nice. And the only reason why it didn't work out, I remember after the Halloween party, we went on like maybe, 10, 15 dates. We were at lunch one day, and she goes, Fears, she goes, you are a great guy. And I went, oh, I'm like, you're great too. And she's like, well, I've got some bad news. And in my mind, I went, oh, I'm like, here we go. I'm like, she's either going to dump me or something's wrong. And I went, oh, is there something wrong? And she goes, no. She goes, it just sucks. She goes, there's nothing wrong. She's like, I have to move. And I was like, oh, why do you have to move? And she's like, oh, my dad got a new job, so, I have to go. And I was like, oh, that sucks. So if she wouldn't have moved, you never know. It probably would have worked out. But she was so sweet. I even helped her, like one day she goes, hey, do you want to help me pack? And I was like, yeah, I guess. So I remember we went out and I bought her some, like, we got her some boxes from Walmart. And I helped her, like, pack up her room. And I was like, this sucks. I'm like, you're such a cool chick. And I'm like, we met at a Halloween party. And I'm like, my favorite holiday is Halloween. Your favorite holiday is Halloween. She goes, I know, it's a bummer. But we still keep in touch. She's on my Facebook. So yeah. So now she's got like a husband and like 5 kids or something like that. So I guess it all worked out. But man, I wish she wouldn't have had to move because she was so cool. Anyway, what's up, Razzie? Good to see you. Good to see you, Ray. But anyway, I just thought you would get a little giggle out of that Halloween story, Visions. But Visions, I must say, I do agree with you. Black licorice, oh my god, that shit sucks, man. And I should know. Fears tried to eat black licorice 3 times in my life. It's horrible. It's god-awful. Like, I thought the taste buds would change. Like, you know what? Maybe, like, later on in life, I'll like it. Yeah, I'll give it another go. No. Horrible. Garbage. Oh, my lord. So, Visions, I agree with you. Black licorice, that's a no-can-do. Yo, Larry, what's up? You just missed a great classic story. You should have got here on time. F for presentation. How dare you become late to my show? You call yourself a fan? I'm just joking. I'm just playing around. By the way, Larry, check it out, everybody. I got my Killer Clowns from Outer Space mug. Got it from Spirit Halloween. If you want this, go to spirithalloween.com. They have it on their website. Or just go to their store. Good stuff. Good movie, too. Visions, I'm trying a new coffee, too. I've had this coffee before. I've just never bought it in a bag. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, yeah. So, I've went to McDonald's half a dozen times in my life, and their coffee's pretty good. But I had never tried it in the bag. It's the same thing. But it's super cheaper at Walmart to get it in the bag. Like, if you go to McDonald's, what is it? $3, $4 for a cup of coffee, like, at their actual, like, restaurant, at a McDonald's. This was, like, $2 and... It was either $1.50 or $2.50 at Walmart. So you're actually saving some money if you get it at Walmart. So, but anyway, that's the new coffee that Fierce tried. Pretty good stuff. Let's see. Girl Gamer says, "Hi Larry, how are you? Fine, thanks, Rezi." All right, Girl Gamer. Before I move on to the next topic, have you played any new games? Have you been playing games with Sega? Have you been playing games on your own, or have you been doing both? How have you and Sega been doing? I hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, Visions. The last time I went trick or treating, I was like 17 or 18. I guess the reason why we did it, it was like Eric. It was either, I don't even know if it was Eric's idea. It was one of my buddy's ideas in Missouri. It could have been Trent's idea. It could have been Jesse's. I really don't remember. But it was one of my friends, Jeannie's idea. Like, oh, come on, Fears, one last hurrah. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm like, we're getting old, dude. And he's like, oh, come on, Fears. Like, you love Halloween. I'm like, I do like Halloween, and I do love chocolate, and I do love candy. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm like, let's just do it one last hurrah. And we just wore those shirts that said, this is my lazy Halloween costume. And tons of people, just like how you said, Vision, they're like, oh, you're getting kind of old for this. And I was like, yeah, I know. But I'm like, who cares? I'm like, we're doing one last hurrah. And they're like, okay, I guess. Girl Gamer says, I finally started playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. Well, that's good. I've been wanting to play it, and I haven't had time to play it with LC. LC's been busy with work and his family. I've been busy at work. Plus, I've been a little sick. So at some point, me and LC are going to play, and I cannot wait to play that because I love Resident Evil 4. I love it. Visions, I've never asked you. Visions, do you like the Resident Evil 4 video game? I mean, not just Resident Evil 4. Do you like the Resident Evil video game series? I'm just curious, Visions. I don't think I've ever asked you that. Who likes the Resident Evil series? Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know. Because I've loved it ever since a wee little lad Fears played Resident Evil 1. I think I was like 9 or 10, like when I played the first one. Something like that. I love Resident. The only Resident Evil game that I don't like. So, Rezi, I don't know if you've ever played this one. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was on PlayStation 2, and it sucked. It was on PlayStation 2, it sucked, and it kind of looked like GoldenEye. You don't even see the guy. You just see the hand and the gun, walk around. And you're on a cruise ship, and you're killing zombies on a cruise ship. Whatever that one's called, that one sucks. That one is horrible. So, hang on, let me look it up. Yeah, because I guarantee if I just describe it on Google, all right. What is the name of the Resident Evil game that you play on a cruise ship? Let's see if I can figure this out. Well, if I could spell, hang on. What's this one called? Resident Evil Revelations. Oh, no, wait. No. That's not it. Resident Evil Dead Aim. That's what it's called. Resident Evil Dead Aim. Oh, God. Let me click on image. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, this one sucks. Resident Evil Dead Aim. You're like killing people like on a cruise. Or, well, you're killing, not people, you're killing zombies on a cruise ship. This one's fucking horrible. Oh, man, this brings me back. Resident Evil Dead Aim. And you know what? It's sad. I own this game. I thought it would be cool. I remember buying it at a GameStop like way back in the day. And I play it and I beat it. And it's like a first-person shooter. And you're just basically killing zombies on a cruise ship. And it was fucking terrible. Yep. Oh, man, I remember that one. Girl Gamer says, Dead Aim is garbage. Yeah, right? Dead Aim is garbage. It's horrible. Vision said, I've only played the first 3, but they're all great. Oh, yeah, like, listen. I'm not denying that, Visions. The first 3 are amazing. But I'm telling you, Visions, you have got to play Resident Evil 4. You'll like that one, Visions. You know, plus it's got Fierce's favorite video game character in it of all time. The Merchant Man. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, Visions, play the remake, play the original Resident Evil 4. You'll love it. But let's put it this way, Visions. If you like the first 3, which you do, you'll love number 4. Trust me. I don't know if you'll like number 5 and number 6, but since we've been friends for a while, I know you'll like Resident Evil 4, and I know you'll love Resident Evil 7. With that twisted family, like whenever me and Sam are playing it, that old fucking guy with the glasses scared the bejesus out of me when he came flying through that wall. That was some creepy shit, man. And Mia's in there. Mia's hot. You cannot deny that Mia is not hot. Why can't I find a girl like Mia? Why does Mia, Visions, have to be a video game character? Why can't Mia be like a real chick? Right? Unbelievable. You know? Resi says, I'm gonna say this. Remake is the first remake. I found it better than the original. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. So you actually prefer the remake over the original. All right, good to know. Well, I mean, from what I've seen, I've seen you played a little bit, Resi. I've seen Sega played a little bit, and I've seen LC played a little bit. The graphics look absolutely fantastic. But I haven't played it yet. I've just seen, like, some of my online friends play it, and the graphics look spectacular. Let's see. Mia is Ethan's wife. I know, but that's what I'm saying, girl gamer. But Resi, what I'm saying is, why can't Mia be a real-life chick? Because if Mia was a real-life chick, Fierce would date her. She's so hot. She's so hot. Anyway, I digress. All right, Visions. Time for the second topic. So the first topic we did was worst items you've ever gotten trick-or-treating. Second topic is the best haunted houses I've ever went to in my life, buddy. Because I know, Visions, I know for a fact you've went to some pretty cool haunted houses, and I'll let you tell me in a minute. But here, let me go first. So I've went to haunted houses in Arizona when I was out, there doing film school. I've went to some great haunted houses in Missouri when I lived there, and there's been some cool haunted houses out in Florida. So I'm just gonna name off a few. I'll start in Florida. The best 2 haunted houses that I ever went to here was at Halloween Horror Nights. The first one, and it's in the vlog too, it really wasn't even that scary, Visions. It's just they took one of my favorite movies and turned it into a haunted house. And I was so amazed at the detail and that I got some footage out of it. You guys have probably seen the vlog when Fierce walked through the Ghostbusters haunted house. Again, it wasn't scary, but the detail on it was amazing. Amazing. Slimer's in there going nuts, like mashing food in his face and shit, like downing fucking like hot dogs and hamburgers and fucking popcorns like protruding out of his mouth and shit. And then Gozer's in there, Stay Puft's in there, like going ballistic. And I was like, I'm in my favorite movie. This is fucking fantastic. So I'd say that's the first one. The second one that was the best in Florida was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's why I grabbed this mug today, because I knew I was going to talk about it. If you watch that vlog, I'm walking through it, and towards the very end, Visions, I've always wanted to see a cotton candy cocoon in real life, because it's the most fucking hilarious thing out of the movie, the fucking like cotton candy cocoon shit. So I got the video camera. I think this was before my dad got me that GoPro before he died. My brother bought me the GoPro Hero 4 used on eBay. It's still good though. I still have it. I use that as a backup just in case if something goes wrong on the one that my dad got me. It's in my backpack over there. And I was using the GoPro Hero 4, and I just turned the corner, Visions, and I see him hanging from the ceilings, and you can hear me in the vlog go, "Oh my God, there it is! Finally, a fucking cotton candy cocoon!" You can hear me go ballistic in the fucking video, and I was actually kind of nervous because you're not really supposed to film, in those haunted houses. And as soon as someone heard me scream, one of the clowns came out of character, and he goes, "Turn off that fucking camera." And I went, "All right." And then so I did a Fears classic. I turned it off for like 30 seconds. I walked like for about 2 minutes without the camera on, and then I went, "All right, nobody's around." Turned on the camera, and I went and I kept filming. So it was off for like a total of 2 minutes. But I really shouldn't have filmed there, but I'm glad I did because I got some cool footage. So I'd say those are the two coolest haunted houses I've ever went to in Florida. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do for my birthday. It's down between these two. I'm either going to go to Halloween Horror Nights for my birthday. I'm either going to do the Disney Halloween thing, because I've done Halloween Horror Nights at Universal probably 3-4 times in my life, and every single time I went, it was great, but I've never went to Disney World and seen what that's like. And I've seen pictures of it online. They put up tons of Halloween shit, like throughout the park. So I'm either going to go to the Magic Kingdom and check out all the Halloween shit that they've got there for my birthday, or I'm going to go to Disney and do Galaxy's Edge, because I've yet to do that. So yeah. So it's going to be one of those three. But when it gets closer to my birthday, I guess I'll make a decision then. Anyway, the best haunted houses that I've gone to. Visions, the next time you and your lady go to Missouri, and if it's around Halloween time, you've got to check out these two haunted houses. One's called Creepy World in St. Louis, Missouri. The other one is called The Darkness. That one is amazing. It's in downtown St. Louis. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Creepy World is out like in the countryside, but it's close to The Darkness. It's like maybe like 5 or 6 exits past The Darkness, because The Darkness is in downtown St. Louis. And it's an old, creepy, abandoned factory in downtown St. Louis. Someone told me that worked there. They used to make like children's like dolls, and I'm like, oh, well, that's even creepier. So what they did is they bought out the old factory. They totally gutted. They totally gutted the inside, took out all the machinery, how they made all the dolls, threw all that crap away, and they store, like, whenever like they're not like doing their haunted house, they put all their Halloween and haunt stuff like inside the abandoned warehouse and put it for storage. And then the minute it gets around like August, they pull all that shit out and they start like redesigning, and they're like, all right, what's the theme for this year? What's the theme for The Darkness this year? But those two, Creepy World and The Darkness, are probably the two best haunted houses I've ever been to in St. Louis. If I had to pick a third one, probably that real haunted house, the Limp Mansion that me and Carrie went to, because seeing Carrie freak out, oh, I saw a ghost, Fears, I saw it. And I'm like, Carrie, you didn't see a fucking ghost. No, Fears, I swear, I saw one. I was in the bathroom, I was taking a shit, and I see this like shadow. I'm like, Carrie, it's light out. I'm like, the sun's out. You probably saw the sun, a little glare off the window. No, Fears, it's not a glare. I saw a ghost while I was taking a shit. I'm like, Carrie, you didn't see a ghost while you were taking a shit. But I'm telling you, Vision, she was going batshit crazy. I saw a ghost, Fears. I'm like, you did not see a ghost, Carrie. But I'm like, whatever. But she was so gung-ho. So I'd say if I had to pick a third one in Missouri, that one was great too. That, because I just to see her freak out and laugh, and I got it all on camera. I did a big vlog there. Because I asked them, like, when I went to the Limp Mansion, I was like, hey, is it okay if I film here and do a vlog? They're like, oh yeah. They're like, take pictures, film, go nuts. I was like, oh, sweet. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. So that was a good time. Okay, the two best haunted houses that I went to in Arizona. One was at my school. My school actually put on a pretty good haunted house. They took 9 or 10 classrooms, and they just decorated each room there was a different theme, and you just went from room to room to room to room to room. That was pretty cool. It wasn't the best, but it was still pretty cool. So that one that we did at school was really well designed. And then there was this one that I went to in downtown Phoenix. It was massive, man. And it was like kind of like a murder mystery type of. I got I got like a vibe of like, if you guys have ever played the game Clue, that's the kind of vibe it was doing. And I knock on the door, and this like old ass like butler guy answered the door, Visions, and he's like, "Good evening, welcome to a night of murder and mystery." And I'm like, "Yeah, right on." And he's like, "Enter at your own will." And then I'm like, nice. I'm like, "So who's gonna get murdered?" And he's like, "Wouldn't you like to know? Enter at your own will." And I'm like, this fucking guy. I'm like, this guy's great. So I don't remember the name of that one, Visions, but it was in downtown Phoenix, like a murder mystery type of haunted house, and they had it like in a, I guess it looked like an abandoned factory. It was a big abandoned building in downtown Phoenix. So that one was good. Let's see, the best haunted house. I haven't checked the haunted houses this year, what they've got going for Halloween Horror Nights, but I will. But those are just a few of my favorite haunted houses that I've went to over the years, out of the course of my life. If I had to pick a favorite one out of all those, probably the Darkness in downtown St. Louis. That one, I mean, they go above and beyond. Like Visions, when you get done with the haunted house, you walk out of the end, and then when you walk out of the end of it, they have a gift shop at the very end. And I've bought a couple of t-shirts, I bought some sunglasses, and they have a massive gift shop, and on the wall, they have tons of statues of like all different like characters out of horror movies. They had like Michael Jackson's Thriller, guy, with the cut up red jacket, and he had like the yellow glowing eyes and shit. They had Frankenstein, they had the Wolfman, they had Michael Myers, they had Jason there, your favorite one, Visions. I mean, they had a whole bunch of like statues at the end in the gift shop, and I was like, this is pretty badass. I'm like, this is pretty awesome. So yeah. All right. So if you guys have got a favorite haunted house, put it in the chat. What's the best haunted house, Visions, that you've ever went to? Rezi, have you ever went to a haunted house? Everybody tell me your favorite haunted house. Put it in the chat, and I will read your comment. Because I'm curious. What's like a favorite haunted house that you guys have went to? And then we'll end the stream with, I watched this last night, Visions. Pretty good movie. And I'm going to pick out a movie so you guys can watch it with me. And I'm gonna watch it tonight, so you guys can chime in tomorrow and add your 2 cents. So while you're writing your favorite haunted house that you guys went to, I'm gonna go over here and pick a movie out for tonight. So tell me your favorite haunted house. I'll be right back. All right, I think I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with this one. So if you guys have already seen this movie, then add in your 2 cents for tomorrow. But I got this hilarious movie, and Visions. I don't know if you've seen this, but I told you guys about it. I bought this when I went to go visit my mom and my dad and my brother. I go right in to my favorite store, and I see it from across the way. And I was like, what the fuck is this movie all about? Because it's got a hilarious, like, picture on the front. And I grab it, and I was like, oh, I'm definitely getting this one. It's not a horror movie. Or it could be. I don't know. It looks hilarious. But tonight, I'm going to watch Ski Patrol. Some classic 80s movie. And as soon as I saw, this fucking, like, hilarious, like, Magnum PI guy, like, holding a gun and shit. And this lady with her big, like, boobies, I was like, I have to get this. So, Visions, everybody else, this is what I'm watching tonight. Look, the plastic is still on it. The plastic is still on. I haven't even took the plastic off. So, I'm watching this tonight, and I'm going to review it tomorrow. So, Ski Patrol. They patrol that's out of control. So, I'm looking forward to watching this, giving it a review. So, Visions, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but this is what I'm going to watch tonight and review tomorrow. So, I've been looking forward to watching this. So, yeah. So this is I bet you this is going to be a good laugh. All right, Vision says last time I went to a haunted house, I was probably 8 or 9. It's been a long time. Oh wow, it's been that long since you've been to a haunted house. Oh my lord, that's quite a long time ago, buddy. All right, well fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, if nobody is gonna put like their favorite haunted house in, I'm gonna move on to the next topic. So yeah. So Visions, if you can find this and you want to watch it tonight and chime in. So everybody, if you can find this, watch it tonight. Chime in, tomorrow, and I'll be right back because man, this Crohn's is a flowing. I gotta go to the bathroom again. So I'll be right back. But just go ahead and study Ski Patrol. And I'll be right back. Uh-oh, hang on. There we are. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, guys. Man, 2 Crohn's dumps in one stream. Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. Whew. I had to use the restroom. All right, I'm sorry. Anyway. But Visions, everybody, you guys cannot tell me that this movie doesn't look hilarious. I mean, look at these hilarious guys. I love this, Magnum PI guy over here. He's got, yeah, man, check out my gun and shit. Why would he have a gun at a ski lift? That doesn't make any sense. But I can't wait to watch this. This looks hilarious. So, if you can find this, Visions, or anyone else, and you guys want to chime in tomorrow, I'm watching this tonight. I cannot wait to watch this. All right. Good news, Visions, and good news, everybody else. I'm going to say it again. I forgot to tell. Well, I didn't forget to tell you guys. I told it at the very beginning, but in case you came late, or in case you didn't hear me say it, I checked my schedule today, Visions, and everybody else. Finally, Fear's got all of his hours back. I'm working 5 days this week because last week was horrible. I missed a couple days because I was sick. They also cut my schedule, so I also texted my boss, and I was like, thanks for getting my 5 days back. And he was like, yeah, no worries, Fears. He was like, hey, you feel better? And I was like, I definitely feel better, buddy. And he was like, what happened? I said, I don't know, man. I said, I either ate something bad or it's probably one of my Crohn's attacks. And he's like, do you get them often? I said, I probably get a major one once a month. I said, sometimes, I said, it's very sporadic. I said, that's how Crohn's works. And he's like, well, when's the last big one? I said, this past one. I said, this one was pretty bad. I said, my stomach started hurting, Wednesday. And I said, now it's Sunday. And I got to go into work tonight at around 3:30. And he was like, you feel all right to work tonight? I was like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm fine now. I said, I've just been going to the bathroom. So I said, if I come in tonight and I got to go to the bathroom, I said, I'm just going to nip away and I'll use the bathroom when I come back. And he said, yeah, you're fine, Fears. And then he goes, well, I'm glad you texted me, man. I'm glad you're all right. And then he texted me back, Visions. He was like, well, Fears, he goes, I got some good news and I got some bad news. And I was like, oh, yeah, what's that? And he's like, well, the good news is you got all your hours back. And I was like, nice. Thank you, buddy. And he goes, the bad news is, he goes, Fears, because I think we're going to have a heavy night tonight. I was like, oh, yeah? I'm like, well, how heavy? And he's like, I think 55,000. I was like, no, Lord, man. So that is a busy night. He goes, at least we'll stay busy. I said, that's true. I said, we will stay busy all night, buddy. But then he's like, he goes, Fears, you know how work is. He goes, they say it's 55, and then all of a sudden we'll get here to work, and then they change their mind. They're like, no, we're only doing 35,000 a night. So he said, if it changes and you get to work, I'll let you know. And I was like, yeah, right on, man, let me know. So got all my hours back. That's good. All right. So I decided to watch this. Time for this review. I've already seen this, but I got it for $2.99 Vision. So I've got actually two copies. I've got one that's just like a normal standard Blu-ray, and then I've got this really cool metal case. Check out this metal case, Visions. How great is this? Right? I need to scratch this sticker off, but dude, you get like three things. You get let's see, you get a DVD version of it, you get a Blu-ray version, and then literally there's like an hour or two of bonus features. Then you get the special feature one right here. Pretty good for $2.99 at Goodwill. You know what I'm saying? And it's a really nice metal case. So after this stream, I'm going to try and get the rest of this sticker off. Anyway, The Dark Knight Rises is the third one in the Christian Bale series. And it's probably one of my favorite. Bane, to me, I think Bane is a I've always liked the Joker, but the Joker, he's like more like silly. He's more like, you know, he's more like silly type of, you know. Bane is like just a straight up, like, hey, fuck you, I'm a badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bane does not put up with anyone's shit. He's like, no, oh, fuck me? No, fuck you. Like, that's pretty much what Bane is. Like, what Bane says, he goes, what I say goes, I don't care what the fuck you're gonna do. You think you can take me on? Yeah, whatever, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, he's a big, badass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to curse, but that's pretty much what he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Joker, like, you just look at it and you're like, really? A purple suit and a spitting flower that shoots water out of the flower? Yeah. Like, if I looked at the Joker, I'd be like, I'm not really that afraid of the Joker. You know what I'm saying? And there's different versions of the Joker. Like, there's the insane version. Then there's, like, the Jack Nicholson one visions where he's all jokey and he's kind of insane. Like, you know, that fucking guy, you know? So, but I do love the Joker. I do. But Bane, I've always liked Bane. Bane's a badass, you know? I like this version of the Bane. Like, the Bane in the Batman and Robin one, you know, with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy and Bane. That version of Bane sucked because Batman and Robin, like, I think it was cool that, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr. Freeze because I wouldn't picture him as Mr. Freeze, and he did a different take on it, but that whole movie pretty much sucks. But because I like Batman, I bought it, and it's part of the collection, but I'll be honest, Visions and everybody else, I've only watched it maybe twice in my life because it's so terrible. Anyway, I like this version of Bane. Like, Bane is like, he's like 7 foot tall, massive muscles, a badass. And then pretty much this is the third one, and we haven't seen Batman in a couple years, and the reason why he retired was he took down the Joker, and he's like, well, he goes, the Joker was a pretty big villain. I don't think there's going to be another villain like that for quite a while. And so he retired, and he thought, oh, well, my job is done. There's no need for Batman anymore. And then he hurts his leg, and he hurts his, like, back. So now Bruce Wayne has to walk around with a cane. Well, all of a sudden, a new guy enters, a.k.a. Bane, and he's like, oh, shit. And he goes, this guy's nuts. And he's like, well, maybe they need Batman. And then Alfred looks at Bruce Wayne, and he's like, dude, you've been out of commission for like 8 years, man. He goes, do you think your back and your leg can take it? And then he's like, well, I gotta do something, or this Bane guy is pretty much gonna destroy all of Gotham, so let me give it the old college try. So he gets back in shape, takes down Bane, and as he's taking down Bane, here comes Catwoman. So now he's got two villains, but this version of Catwoman, Catwoman has always been sexy, you know. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, she's pretty cute. She's pretty sexy, you know. She's no Nev Campbell, but I gotta say, Vision, she's pretty hot. You know, Anne Hathaway is pretty hot, you know. And she started her career doing Disney movies. Ironically, she did those Disney princess movies or whatever. And the only reason why I know that, when I was a little kid, I watched those with my cousin Samantha because she likes princesses and stuff. And I was forced to sit down and watch the Disney princess ones with Anne Hathaway. And not only do they make one, I think they made 3 of them, and she's in all 3 of them. And I think she was like 16 or 17 when she did those Disney princess movies or something. I can't remember, but I had to sit through all of them. And I was like, oh man, this is garbage. Anyway, but I'm a nice guy and I love my cousin Samantha, so I was like, all right, we'll sit through and watch them. I mean, that's how I remember it. Anyway, but yeah, so she's pretty hot in this movie. And she's a very talented actress, Anne Hathaway. So, Fears is definitely going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's not a perfect movie, but solid 9 out of 10. The Dark Knight Rises. My favorite one out of the Christian Bale series, Visions and everybody else, is definitely the first one, like Batman Begins. I love how he created his suit. He discovers, the Bat Cave underneath his house just by chance. Then he he drives that one car that Wayne Enterprises owns, and that black guy takes care of he takes care of all the Wayne Enterprises weapons and stuff, and he's like, yeah, your father made me put all this stuff in the basement of Wayne Enterprises, and he takes care of the archives, and he's like, can I borrow some of this stuff? And he's like, Mr. Wayne, he goes, it's pretty much yours now that your father has passed away. He goes, I don't really care what the hell you do with it, And then he's like, does it come in black? That's my favorite one. I mean, but this one's still pretty good, but out of the entire Christian Bale saga of Batman, because he did 3 of them, Batman Begins is my favorite. This would probably be my second, because I like Bane a little bit more than Joker, because I do like Joker, but I do like Bane a little bit more. But my favorite, I'd say my favorite, Batman villain, I've always liked, probably my favorite is Jim Carrey's version of the Riddler. I love the Riddler, because green's one of my favorite colors. I also like the guy that played the Riddler in the old Adam West. He always had some crazy laugh. Have you ever seen that, Visions? That fucking, I guess it's just called Batman. It's the night where he had, the bat chopper, what was it called? The bat, the bat chopper or whatever. Then Robin had, a bat, go-kart, and they had the Batmobile, and then they had the Bat Cycle, and they had the Bat Boat, and all that crap. And, yeah, I love the 1969 version of Batman. Adam West did a pretty good job. Even though it's kind of goofy and silly and cartoony and shit, it's still pretty good. I haven't watched the whole series. It's still over there. So when I watch the whole series, I'll do a review on it and we can talk about that. But I grew up, me and my brother would sit in front of the TV and watch Adam West in rerun I would be in rerun heaven, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Everybody has seen the Adam West version, and 10 times out of 12, everybody usually likes that series, because it's so goofy, and it's so funny, and it's so hilarious, and it's very cartoony and very goofy, you know what I'm saying? I always got a kick out of that series, so yeah. But he had everything, the Bat Chopper, or whatever it was called, the Batmobile, the Bat, he's like, Robin, pass me the Bat Shark Repellent, because a shark, tries to eat his leg and shit, I was like, really? Shark Repellent? I'm like, this fucking guy's hilarious. But anyway. So I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. So yeah. Bane was kicking ass and taking names in this, so. And they introduced Robin in this one. So if they ever do make a 4th one, which I hope they do, because Christian Bale is still, young enough to play Batman again, it would be kind of cool to see. I forgot the actor that plays Robin, but they introduced Robin in this 3rd one, and I was like, he's a good actor. I just forgot his name, who plays Robin. But you only find out that his name is Robin at the end of the film. He plays basically throughout the whole movie, he plays a cop. And then some girl looks at him and says, I really like your nickname. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I've had that nickname for a while. And she's like, you should use Robin more often. And he's like, he goes, I just use it every once in a while. He goes, Robin's my middle name, so he goes, but my full name is this. And then at the end of the film, he goes, well, my real name is, this and this. He goes, but my middle name is Robin, and that's my nickname. And then she's like, you should use Robin. And, she goes, I like that. So I thought that was a nice little, like, it's kind of like, they say his name is Robin, but not really saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like a nice laugh, a nice, a nice jab towards it, So it was kind of like, oh, they kind of broke the fourth wall, but not really breaking the fourth wall. I like how they just like nudged it. They kind of nudged, like, oh, he's Robin? Oh, okay, So I kind of like how they did that. So yeah. But I don't know. I'm in between an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. Well, we've been going for about an hour and 20 minutes. I think I'm going to call it a day, guys, because I'm going to get a shower and I'm going to get something. I'm going to make some dinner later on, and I need to go out and do one more errand before I mosey on off to work, and I'm going to edit some videos and stuff tonight. And I'll be honest, I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better, not only with my stomach, but I feel a lot better because you guys know I've been depressed for a while. But I talked to my mom the other day, and she's like, why have you been so depressed? I was like, well, I said, because I said Dad's, anniversaries, She's like, oh, John, she goes, you have plenty of time. And I was like, I don't know, Mom. I'm running out of time, I said, I don't want to get married like when I'm 50 or 60. I said, I want to get married and have kids like when I'm still kind of young. And then she's like, just keep putting yourself out there. So I definitely do feel less depressed. I feel a lot better. Like going out yesterday and doing something fun, I was like, well, I'm not going to waste the day. It's a beautiful Saturday. I'm like, the sun's shining. I said, I'm going to go out and do something. So I'm glad I went out and I went to the Science Center yesterday. Did a vlog. So it definitely helped me get a little bit undepressed. So I will say this, I feel a lot better. I haven't felt this better in quite a while. So yeah, things are starting to look up. Things are definitely starting to look up. But anyway. Well, I'm going to take off, guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I always appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out with Fears, and it's always a blast, so. Time for some shout-outs. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to The Fears Man at FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs, channel number 2. Check out my friend Randall at Cameo Man 2021 at his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. Check out my buddy, The Pixel Protocol at Pixel Protocol on YouTube. By the way, I'm going to be unblocking Pixel pretty soon. So I'll let you guys know when I do that. He'll probably be unblocked before my birthday.